Right now at 6, new evidence from the cockpit reveals how crew members stopped a former pilot from shutting down a plane's engines mid-flight.
Hey man, so what's going on?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Okay.
I don't really know why.
Then charges dropped after a protester's own video raised big questions about the federal case against her. Plus,
the Coast Guard does a tremendous job in having our backs and making us feel safe.
A sigh of relief in Newport as a Coast Guard helicopter returns and a legal battle plays out to keep it there for good.
And later, the Olympic hardware hot off the press and masterfully crafted for athletes chasing gold. A very good evening, and first at 6, a live look at sky cams from across our area on what's been a very soggy Friday, with KGW now declaring a weather impact alert with at least one powerful system set to move through the northwest early next week.
Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino joining us now with the update. Hey, Matt.
Hey there, Christine. Yes, it's going to be a very, very wet week next week, but we've dried out tonight. 55 degrees, it's warm. If you want to go out and catch some Christmas lights downtown or wherever, it's a good night for it because it is not raining at the moment, but it sure will be a little bit over the weekend. But the crux of the matter will come and begin Monday night and really pick up Tuesday night and into Wednesday, and that's when we have the weather impact alert for. So right now, Doppler radar not showing any rain over the valley. Portland, Vancouver, all dry. There are still showers up in the Cascades and over in the Coast Range and up on the coast of Washington as well. So mainly light rain through the weekend. And in fact, it'll stay warm, so really not that bad this weekend. But the rain really becomes heavy Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday. That's when we have the weather impact alert. Debris flows, landslides, some river flooding, all of that possible. Even some urban and small stream flooding is possible as well. Now, the rainfall tomorrow, really not that bad. That's through Sunday morning, only 1/10 of an inch, right? So pretty good for Saturday. Bit more on Sunday as the rain picks up, and then it really goes on full force as we go into next week. Tomorrow, highs will still be in the mid-50s. There's even a slight chance of a thunderstorm. More on the rain and the weather impact alert for next week a little later, guys. Back to you.
Basically, enjoy the dry time while it lasts.
Even if it's not dry, enjoy it's not just dumping rain.
Thanks, Matt.
To a KGW exclusive now, and new evidence from inside the cockpit where an off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot riding in the jump seat tried to shut down a plane's engines mid-flight, diverting it to Portland.
Incredible. You may remember last month a federal judge sentenced Joseph Emerson to time served and 3 years of supervised release. Investigative reporter Kyle Boshi is here with the update. Kyle.
Well, following last month's sentencing hearing, we submitted a public records request for the entire case file, including police reports, audio, and video. The evidence helps show what happened aboard Horizon Flight 2059 and how quickly the crew responded. Newly released dash cam footage, photos, videos, and police reports help reconstruct the in-flight emergency when a former Alaska Airlines pilot tried to shut down the engines of a passenger plane in October of 2023. Horizon Flight 2059 was headed from Everett to San Francisco when off-duty pilot Joseph Emerson, riding in the jump seat, tried to pull the fire suppression handles. This is audio from the melee in the cockpit.
What's that? What's wrong? You want to be home? Sorry. Hey! What's going on? Huh?
Hey, Horizon, we need to make an emergency landing.
I'm sorry, who was that?
That's Horizon 2059. We've got a jump seater just try to shut our engines off. We need to go direct to Portland now.
Throttle.
The flight crew averted catastrophe and safely landed at Portland International Airport. Emerson was taken into custody, hauled off the airplane, then interrogated by police.
Hey man, so what's going on?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Okay.
I don't really know why.
Emerson told investigators he'd taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days before the incident and hadn't slept in 48 hours.
So were you trying to kill yourself?
660. I was trying to wake up.
Trying to wake up.
Because I don't feel like this is real. Or I didn't feel like it's real.
Okay. So when did you finally notice that this was real?
saw the look on people's faces when I came, when you guys brought me out.
Last month, a federal judge sentenced Emerson to time served and 3 years of supervised release. The judge said the case offers a cautionary tale, not just about air safety, but the dangers of hallucinogenic drugs. Emerson was fired by the airline and lost his pilot's license. He and his wife have since started a nonprofit to raise awareness about mental health support for pilots.
Now, that video and audio giving so much more context to the story. Thank you, Kyle.
In your headlines tonight, drone video shows Vancouver police tracking down a fugitive they say was caught trying to break into a storage facility. When officers moved in, the suspect took off, climbed a barbed wire fence, and then ran into an industrial complex. The drone recorded the entire chase. Officers say they found him hiding nearby and arrested another suspect they say was acting as a lookout. Police say the burglar was wanted on out-of-state felony warrants and now faces additional burglary charges.
In Northeast Portland, a fire that started in a car spread to a house. It happened on Northeast Sandy near 91st Avenue around 11 o'clock this morning. Firefighters say the initial car that caught fire also had a fuel leak, and that helped the flames spread quickly to another car and other vehicles, then up into the attic and down into the basement of the home. All 4 people inside the home got out safely. Investigators are now working to figure out the cause.
The West Coast Health Alliance, that's a group of states, is pushing back after the CDC's advisory panel voted to stop recommending that all newborns get the hepatitis B vaccination. The alliance says delaying the first dose given within 24 hours of birth could put babies at risk and warns the proven vaccine schedule is critical to protecting infants from liver disease and cancer. They say the panel offered no credible evidence for the change, even though decades of the vaccine have cut pediatric hepatitis B infections by 99%.
The Oregon Department of Human Services says December SNAP benefits will go out as normal after the disruptions caused by the government shutdown in November. At the same time, ODHS says it's replacing cards that were compromised due to fraud. This week alone, it deactivated and replaced more than 1,300 cards after detecting cards skimming activity in the Coos Bay and North Bend areas. If you have any trouble using your card or accessing the money, check your account online and also contact your local ODHS office. In a developing story, Vancouver police are now investigating after a family says ICE agents ran over their loved one while he was being arrested.
A warning, we have cell phone video of what unfolded and it may be difficult to watch. The recording is from yesterday afternoon on 4th Plain near Z Street in Vancouver. Family says Jose Paniagua Calderon is between the 2 silver SUVs in the video. Witnesses say they believe both are federal vehicles. You see the SUV on the right here start to drive away and hit a bump. Looking for it there, hard to make out. Witnesses say Calderon was sitting on the pavement and started screaming. Seconds later, officers pick him up and put him in the back of another car. Family members say he was taken to the Tacoma ICE facility and they are worried he has not received the medical care he might need.
Like when we heard his scream, that broke all of us, and I'm pretty sure that even the people that are not his family felt bad.
The family says agents also broke his windows during the arrest. We'll hear much more from them tonight on KGW News at 11. We've also reached out to Homeland Security, of course, for some clarity and answers, but so far, no response.
A woman accused of assaulting a federal officer at Portland's ICE facility is no longer facing charges.
That's after prosecutors dropped the charges after the woman's attorneys plan to use her own cell phone video to exonerate her. Evan Watson here with the details. Evan?
Yeah, out of all the people facing felony charges related to those ICE protests in the South Waterfront, so far no one has received any jail time. And ultimately, what that means is that the most common outcome has been a guilty plea and probation, with some cases getting dismissed outright. On Halloween night, federal agents reported that Lucy Shepard struck an officer's forearm. They arrested her. Prosecutors later charged her with felony assault. About a month later, those charges have now been dismissed. Shepard's attorneys argued that she brushed aside the officer's arm. Her cell phone video corroborates that. And the brushing was far too brief and involving too little force to have caused any injury. Since June, 36 people have been federally charged with crimes related to protests near the ICE building in Southwest Portland. By KGW's count, Shepard is now the third person to have prosecutors drop their federal case. 20 people have pled guilty. Half of those defendants received probation, ranging from 6 to 12 months. The other 10 are still awaiting sentencing. No one has received any jail time thus far. Meanwhile, the courts continue to debate whether President Trump can deploy National Guard troops to Portland.
The fundamental argument is that this is an excess of presidential power.
100 members of the Oregon National Guard remain mobilized, but not allowed to deploy to the facility. Prosecutors said dismissing the case against Shepard is in the best interests of justice. Protests at the ICE facility in Portland have largely remained calm and tame in recent weeks, with some protesters continuing to wear costumes to show they're nonviolent.
And Evan, that's just one case connected to the ICE facility. What about the others that have not yet reached a resolution?
Sure. Currently, there are 8 cases set for jury trials. Most of those trials are set for early next year, but whether it gets to a trial is a question. We've already seen many cases not get to that point, many leading to those probation rulings, a guilty plea, something like that. So ultimately, for a lot of the resolutions here, far from the maximum sentence of 20 years in these cases, we're seeing fewer and less charges than that.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Thanks so much, Evan. Appreciate it.